Hi, this is Sanjay Pathak. In today's video, we are going to discuss about SPFx SharePoint Framework Webpart form validation using React Formik. So there is a very good article on tech community on Microsoft, and I'll show you what is Formik. So Formik is a small library for React.js. It's a small library that helps you with three most annoying parts. One is getting values in and out of the form state, validation and error messages, handling form submission. By collocating all of the above in one place, Formik will keep things organized, making testing, refactoring, and reasoning about your forms a breeze. And why not Redux forms? They have given this. It's better than the Redux forms. Inferences, so installation, how you can install this? You can install Formik with npm yarn or other things. So we will use npm install Formik, so you can use it. You can also use this from a CDN link. They have given this CDN link. I'll provide you this article. You can see it. The guest Formik keeps track of your form's state and then exposes it plus a few reusable methods and event handlers like handle change, handle blur, and handle submit to your form via props. Handle change and handle blur work exactly as expected. They use a name or ID attribute to figure out which field to update. And here you can see some example. Here you have import React from React and import Formik from Formik. So once you have imported Formik, then you can use it like constant basic anywhere in your app. Then you have this Formik tag, initialize values, email, password, validate, invalidate usually values, then errors, you define errors also. If values not values dot email, then errors dot email equal to required. Else, if there is a syntax for this regex for email, dot test values dot email. If error, then errors dot email invalid email address. So you can apply this for checking if email is not blank and the email address is in correct format. On submit, values set submit, set timeout, alert JSON dot stringify values null, set submitting. So you can see values, errors, trust, handle change, handle blur, handle submit is submitting, and other goodies. And form on submit, handle submit, input, type email, name email, on change, on blur, handle blur, value equal to values dot email. Then here you have errors.email and test.email and errors.email. Input password, name password, on change, on blur, handle blur, value equal values.password. Then here errors.password, test.password, test.password. Button type equal to submit, disabled, equal to is submitting. Then you have this submit. So this basic thing you have created here. And in this article, you can see how you can use this validation in the SharePoint framework. So, as introduction, Formik is world's most popular open source form library for React and React Native. We can also use this library in our SPFx Webpart as well as to manage form validations. Using this library, we don't have to write custom validation. So let's start step by step. So either you can use custom or you can use Formik. So for Formik, I have already explained you what is this. Formik supports synchronous and asynchronous form level and field level validation. Formik is designed to manage forms and complex validation with ease. Furthermore, it comes with baked-in support for schema-based form level validation through Yup. Yup is another library. You can install it. And for example, in this, we have this list with the single line text, date time, single line text, multi-line text fields with these fields. And when when you implement, you just create SPFx part, and then you install all the things. Once you create your solution here, you can install all the packages. These are like npm install Formik. You also inform Yup, install Yup, and then we are installing PNP SPFX controls React. So we will use PNP controls, and then Microsoft SP dialog. So we are importing all these, and our form will look something like this. Then we are getting below files like inside uh, Webpart components. We are creating a state file with Webpart name is state.ts, and then we are creating a spservice.ts file inside this folder. Inside the web parts, you create a share slash service folder. So this file will have all the logic for inserting data into the SharePoint list. Create a state interface as below. So this is the interface. Um, I react Formik state. It has project name, start date, end date, whatever values we are sending in this form, and then create a method to create a task inside SP service. So in the SP service.ts file, we will create a method to insert a task inside the list. So you can see it has constructor getting web. And then this create task async method, uh, which is like creating item. This dot web dot list get by title, and we are passing list name, and then items dot add. Then we are using this is like PNP thing, and we are adding body inside this. And in the web part file, we will pass current SP context and read site URL from user. There you can see we are importing React Formik here, and we are importing React Formik properties. We are importing SP from PNP SP reset all from PNP, and we are here using sp.setup SPFx context, this context. So we are getting the context here, and inside render you can see here description, context, site URL. We are getting, if in the properties we are not getting site URL, then we are getting from this dot context dot page context or absolute URL. And we have this on dispose data version, and then get property pin. So after this, move to React Formik TSX file. So yep syntax is it will render form and do the validations. So yep syntax is for string yep dot string dot required yep dot date dot required nullable. So these are the two syntaxes uh, related to Formik. Formik has its own handle reset and handle submit method, so we don't have to manage manually. We have to set state value and error message from control. So for that, I have a common method is there. So inside constructor, we will set the current SP context, bind the service and required methods to initialize, then create record, then in the render, first we will add all the controls like date picker, text field, people picker, and drop down, etc. inside Formik. So all the controls will be added inside the Formik tag, and then we will set properties as below. Then we will set these properties like initial values. This is one type of state. At here, we will set empty or null to understand the initial values. Validation schema. At here, we will do validation using here. For this, we are creating constant and will okay on submit. Here we will call the method to create a record in the SharePoint. So this is the whole file. You can see a constructor is there. It is setting this dot state, start date, end date. Then SP context is there. Then this dot services equal to new SP service. We are getting a instance of object of new SP service, and this dot create record equal to this dot create record dot bind this. So we are creating record here. Get field properties Formik properties Formik dot get field properties field error message Formik dot errors field as a string, and then create record in SharePoint list. Here we are using create record. Record is of type any item equal to service dot create task, then title equal to record dot name, task detail record dot details, start date equal start date, end date new end date, record dot project name, record dot project name, and then data we are dollar we are sending alert record inserted successfully, and we are returning data. And inside catch, if there is any error, we are sending console.error and throwing it. Inside render, you can see validation is happening. Constant validate equal to yep dot object dot shape, and then name yep dot string dot required task name is required. This is for name. For details, yep dot string dot min, like it should be minimum of 15 characters, and then dot required. Two properties are set. Task details is required. Project name again yep dot string dot required. Please select the project. Whatever text you see, give here, like select or whatever you're in, that message will be showed on the form. And for start date, yep dot date dot required. Please select a start date, and then for the end date, same you have for the date field. Then in the return, you have Formik initial values. All these are blank initial values. Validation schema equal to validate. Validate means here whatever you have validate using yep. So you are passing here validation schema on submit. Values helpers console.log success. Then this will create the record and reset the form. And inside this Formik, you have this people picker, and it is getting the context, and then drop down option project and all these things. So you are building a form here. Then date picker and all the like field values are here. Whatever fields you are showing on the form, you can see this code, and move the for React drawing model. So we have some CSS here, and once everything is done, you will see this kind of form. And at the bottom, you will see all these messages like select a project, select a start date, select end date, and for the task also like task detail is required. But if it's let's say less than 15, you will see message minimum required 15 characters. So this is how you can do validation in your SPFx web parts.